with a goal to continuously deliver innovative solutions to business challenges. We have a lot to say about Dr. Nwala, but because of time, permit me to wait on the keynote speaker once more.
Good morning, everyone. I really want to know the people I'm going to talk to this morning. What group are these people seated there? Who are they? Who are the people sitting here this morning? Fresh graduates, right? Fresh graduates. And I'm sure all of you here today have submitted your projects, right? So I want to give yourself a resounding applause. You need to clap for yourself because you did it. You know the lizard, right? You know the lizard? What does the lizard do when it falls down from the tree or from the roof of a house? What does the lizard do? The lizard knocks itself, right? What does that mean? The lizard is praising itself. The lizard is appreciating itself, right? Yes. So you need to appreciate yourself for what you've done. It's not an easy course. And certainly you know it's not everybody that started this journey with you that ended it with you, right? That's why you need to appreciate yourself. It is important that you consistently do that. This morning, I am going to take us through a journey that is starting today. There's something you remember through the days of your life. I want to see everybody's jotter. Let me see a jotter. If you don't have a jotter, I want you to raise up your hand. If you don't have a jotter, I want to see your hand up. Please don't be ashamed to show me your hand when you don't have a jotter. All right. Can somebody tell me what percentage of teachings you can retain in your head after 1 hour? Yes? 10%. 10%. After 24 hours, how many? How many? 5. And in the course of time, it reduces to what? So, when you are going for important programs, I expect you to write. I expect you to jot. And I expect you to know that what you cannot write, what you have not written, is difficult to achieve. So it's difficult to achieve what you've not written. And I want to see your phones again. Raise up your phones. If you don't have the phone, raise up your hand. Okay, for those that have their phones, raise it up again. Put it down, switch them off. You are switching this one off as part of your investment to this program today. I've said 2 key things already. One is what you've not written, the other one is what? Investment. So we're going to look at entrepreneurship just like we've heard this word severally. If you are looking at the picture on the screen, sorry, this screen is not projecting my slides well. All right, so what we're going to do is simple. At the end of the session, I'm going to share my slides so that all of you will have it. So if you're looking at my screen, you will see a picture by your right hand. And that picture is just a cloud. The cloud is an empty space. For somebody who doesn't have, who has an entrepreneurial mindset, the person sees a lot of opportunities. I'm not here this morning to teach you entrepreneurship because I know that in the course of your learning, you must have passed through entrepreneurship. But I'm here to let you see those opportunities and how to open your mind to embrace not only change, but to see what opportunities exist. To understand the steps you need to take to create values from those opportunities, which is what entrepreneurship is basically about. God created what and what did God create? Number one, what was the first thing God created? Huh? What did God create first? And he created what? Again. These are students. So. Today is not a day for me to teach you. Today is a day for us to share. Share what you have and what I have. And that is called collaboration. That's what we're going to do today. So when you give me what you have, I'll put what I have on the table and it becomes sweet. And that is how businesses are created. So we're going to create a business today where you are not only taking from me, I am taking from you too. So what was the first thing God created? Okay, God created heaven and earth. And then God created what again? And created what again? Good. And then the rivers, the oceans, and what have you, the animals came through, and then human beings came on the last day, right? And on the seventh day, God did what? And that was the end of creation for God, right? Good. So what happened thereafter?
men continue to create.
When God finished his creation, humanity started and humanity continued. And it is from the work of humanity that everything apart from the things God created in 7 days came to be. That couldn't have come without entrepreneurship and having an entrepreneurial mindset. So everything you see in the world, apart from the rivers, apart from the waters, apart from the heavenly bodies, they are all man-made. And looking at it from entrepreneurship, it looks at finding opportunities. Creative destruction, that is what John Peters calls entrepreneurship. You disrupt a process, you disrupt something that has been made, innovated, and you generate values therefrom. It may not just be for the purpose of profit or making money. It may be for social objectives. It may be for touching humanity. It may be for being independent. It may be for self-satisfaction. Such that you are able to take all the risks, most of which you cannot calculate or quantify, stepping into the unknown because you are an entrepreneur. People who buy and sell, no. It's about you. It's about what your goals are. It's about what your objectives are. It's about what you want to take out of that situation. It is not just about goods. It comes by way of services. Creating that niche for yourself. As fresh graduates from our universities, you're opportunity to be in your own lives. Starting your career. With Dr. Mark, we're talking about how you prepare your CVs. One thing about your CV is that your CV speaks for you. Your CV stands for you when you are not there to make the explanation. So it must be detailed enough for you to be able to convey the message you would have if you were seated in the room. So why do we talk about entrepreneurship? We talk about entrepreneurship because it is about resource control. And when you are talking about resource control, you are talking about the resources that are limited that you don't have. I'm not sure there's anyone here that I will tell to give me 10 million now, except you are doing a business or it is your parents' own that you have to give me. So you are thinking about how you want to make millions in the future. So what the entrepreneurs do is to recognize that opportunity. That opportunity must be there, and you must be steadfast in pushing that opportunity as an entrepreneur. Not minding what resources you may have, and not minding how limited they may be, not minding the fact that you don't have it right now. And that's because we exercise faith in the negative sense. We Christians exercise faith in the negative sense. Did you hear me? Nigerian Christians exercise faith in negativity. And I'll share a story with you. Some years back, he was looking at what he had in his hand to be able to launch into the future. About a house he does not have. No matter where he lived. The simple thing a Christian will ask is, how do you want me to get the money to build a house? And I was not surprised he asked me that question. But I answered the right, I said, see, they've been a Christian, but you don't understand what faith is. Faith is exercising that which you have to be able to achieve that which you do not have. And that is entrepreneurship. Because you look at the 10,000 you have in your hand, and you think 10,000 will not be able to do it. A certain minister traveled to a place, and when he entered the house of the widow and the children, just like in the scriptures, remember the story of the widow with a jar of oil, right? And that was their last meal. And the angel said, what? Make the food first and give me to eat. You and your children can die. But that was not the story. The story was that there were opportunities that they did not see. And those opportunities can only open when that door that you think is open and has been of service to you is closed. So in that case, the widow's jar of oil was thrown away. And the attached house was there. The minister left. And when he came back, 3 years after, he sent his servant to go and look for that widow and the children. And when they got there, they couldn't find the widow, they couldn't find the children. Why? Because the environment that the widow and the children were living in were no longer the same. Things have changed. Because they were able to see the opportunities that jar of oil presented to them. When it was gone, they woke up to reality. And that will tell you why in some households it is only the husband that struggles to get food for the family. And when he dies, what happens? The wife gets. So you can imagine what would have happened if the two of them were active and strongly working together. Maybe the man might not have died. So entrepreneurship is about letting you to take those risks that you must as a human being trying to survive. Having objectives in mind, to identify those opportunities, to be able to create values and services that will help you have a turning point in your life. We are going to take a detour from what we are talking about today. And I want to share with you the cycle of poverty. Is it a reality? Is anything like cycle of poverty? takes you so much effort, so much strength to escape from. Don't forget, poverty go with 3 Ds. You have diseases, you have disability, and you have death. The 3 are synonymous with poverty. And you will ask me a question: why is it very difficult for poor families to evolve from their poverty to greatness or to riches? The answer is very simple. The answer is very clear. And why is that so? Is because the man is poor. This man who is poor ends up going to marry a poor woman. And in 9 months, 12 months, the poor man and the poor wife, who are struggling to pay their house rent, have a baby. Whether you like it or not, no matter how poor you are, you must take this child to church. And on that fateful day, you are going to take this child to church because you want to show the world that you are not the worst of people that will come with great mineral. You go and borrow to buy the mineral. And when the people leave, you are struggling with how you want to pay the debt you took for the baby dedication. The child becomes sick. The child you go to the chemist, of course, to buy medicine without understanding what the root cause of that ailment is. So you see that you may be treating what is not what the child is suffering from. By any luck, the child gets better. Before you know it, the second child has come. And in that order, you continue to go down. Your child steps into the poverty from where you stopped. In the course of time, disabilities happen. In the course of time, deaths come. But there are ways people can escape from poverty. One of them is not Yahoo Yahoo. Did you hear me? What did I say? Good. Yahoo Yahoo actually sends your family 10 generations back. 10 generations backward. There are things you can do to break out of poverty. One of which is that you have been able to attain an education. So the next thing will be, after this education, what next? And you know, funny enough, when they tell students study, work hard, nobody is telling you to work hard for me. You are working hard for yourself. Because in the course of time, your certificates will be weighed. They will be scaled. They will be measured. When it is sieved, after the scaling and the measurement, what will come out of it? If you know you went to school and you didn't take your time to study, go back now, it is not too late. When you start your youth service, read your books. If you know you used your money, or by whatever means you did to pass your exams, go and read your books. Because the opportunities are still there. For those that possess the right qualities desired by employers. That is the only opportunity you have. But if you know you went to school and you took it serious, and you can stand before me when I want to talk to you and interview you to convince me you need a job, then you deserve an applause. You know, when I interviewed Dr. Marco, I'm sure he may not have known I was in that way. Before he started with us, we interviewed several professors on that fateful day. There's some things were pertinent to me. And one of those things is that you must have your onions. You must know your onions. Before you go for any interview, you need to prepare yourself effectively well. Do a proper background of that organization you are going to attend an interview with. Check who and who are the people working in that organization. Ask yourself the questions they will ask you in that interview and answer yourself what your answers will be in that interview. You don't just stand up and go to an interview. Empty-handed. No, it doesn't work. So having attended a formal education, you need to back it up with the right preparation for the right opportunities to happen. If you don't prepare yourself well, it becomes an issue. You must be able to isolate yourself from entitlement mentality. It is a problem with all of us in Nigeria. Nobody owes you nothing. Nobody in life at your age owes you anything. Is there anybody here that is less than 80 years? The answer is no. At 80 years in the United States of America or other developed countries, your father, your mother can ask you to leave their house. Your uncle who is working in NNPC owes you nothing. Your father and your mother don't owe you anything again after your graduation from school. You are the one owing them. So you must remove yourself from that mental slavery of entitlement. You are not entitled to anything, even from the government. Let me tell us the truth. Our nation, our country is the way it is because we are expecting so much from people. Entitlement makes you not able to stand on your feet, not able to fight for your future, but it makes you to depend on others. With somebody who has an entrepreneurial mindset, you should be the one teaching the people the right path to go. If anybody gives you anything, that's fine. But don't accept a gift also that will make you a slave for life. Information is critical. You are here today to learn. You are here today to exchange information. For you to get away from poverty, you must be properly informed. Because if you are not well informed, you are what? Informed. You see, all of you in this room today, you are very critical stakeholders to each other. You see, everybody in this room today, you will not be at the same level in the next 10 years. You might see yourselves today as small children. Tomorrow you are not going to be. So you deserve each other and meet each other. And network is like a power source. You know, when your battery goes down, you connect it to a power source, right? And that power source is to re-energize your phone. Iron sharpened iron. All of you do not think alike. But by the time you put your ideas together, you see that it's something that will be formidable. So you need each other. You must connect. Till tomorrow, I am connected to my classmates, my undergraduate classmates. I look for them and I find them where they are. The most important people in your life, in case your lecturers did not tell you, are your classmates. Because they are the people that you grew up with. At that time, their attitudes have crystallized. For some of you, I'm sure you remember your psychology. Crystallization of attitudes. It can hardly change much. So you must be able to have that network. It's very, very important. And consistently educate yourself. You have received a formal education. You must continuously improve yourself. Don't close your mind from learning. In fact, I put it that the day you stop learning is the day you start dying. Learn everything. Yesterday, I was just thinking about engineering for non-engineering professionals. Why do I need to bother about engineering? I'm not an engineer. But I need to learn. I need to know what is it that engineers do. So don't lock your door towards learning. And you must consistently engage yourself in a mentorship program. The scripture says, or talks about equal yoke and uneven yoke. From my experience, I have so many mentors that I don't even have time for. But you need to learn from the experience of people who are ahead of you. People who see what you do not see, and people who will tell you the truth about yourself. People who will be able to share with you what your strengths and weaknesses are, where you need improvement and where you need to go again. The course I wanted to study in the university, growing up, two things I wanted to do. One was to be a soldier, and the objective then was to plant trees. My mother said, no, I won't have a soldier in my house. And I wanted to be a lawyer. My father said, no, the color of your eyes are bad. You'll be a criminal lawyer, and I don't want that. And he was hurt. Because where I wanted to specialize was criminality. Criminology, that was what I wanted to do. And for you to be a criminal, or to save a criminal, you need to think like one. We are going to talk about creating problems. Because you need to be able to create problems yourself, to solve problems. So I had a mentor. I'm talking about mentorship, who said, okay, looking at this, go and study this course. And while I was doing that course, one of our lecturers, Professor Ignatius of blessed memory, he kept saying one thing. He said, by the time you are able to master this, my course, jobs will look for you. You will not look for jobs. Have you heard that before? Do you believe in it? Yes. And that's just a fact. That's just the reality. Just like Dr. Makwa, I got 2 jobs the same week. I got a job first with UBLN, then the same week I got a job with Entrepreneurship. So it was a problem which one we want to go to. And of course, I want to go to a new generation bank. Let me see what opportunities lie there. But I spent less than 1 year in the Entrepreneurship. I was just transiting from one job to the other. Not because I was intelligent, but because I know what I was looking for. And because I understand what employers will be looking for when I'm sitting with them. So you need to understand. Not just when you are attending an interview. For some of you, that will be self-employed. You need to understand the need of your customers. It's not about you. Yes, you might like these glasses. You want the designers inside. You want it to look black outside. You want it to, that is for you. It is not the choice of your customer. Your choice will not put food on your table. It is the choice of your customer that will put food on your table. That's what you have to do. So it's really very important that we involve ourselves in mentorship program. And I tell you, above all, do not be scared. Sometimes in programs like this, I want to hold back on my references with the scriptures or to the scriptures. So that people won't think that everything about life is the Bible. No. The Bible is important. Very, very important. But your life and your survival is equally important. I wanted to talk about the charge Christ left. And he said, do not be afraid, for I have done what? Conquered the world. I've overcome. One of the worst things that can happen to any of you is to be afraid or scared of any situation. I'm talking about of any situation. I didn't say of this situation. Every situation. Because with fear, you lose focus. With fear, you lose control. No matter what that situation is, be calm and be in control. That is the only way you can conquer. And fear is the worst thing that can happen to anybody on earth. No matter what it is, don't yield or lend yourself to fear. I hope I'm not sure I'm doing well with time. But these are very important things you need to bear with from this session. If I ask you, what is it you are so scared of in life? Tell me, somebody tell me, what are you really scared of in life? What? Failure, right? What else? Poverty. Good. I expected to hear the word failure, and I expected to hear the word poverty. But the truth is, they are real. But please, it is okay to fail. What did I say?
It is okay to fail.
Don't be scared of failure. But the thing is that from that failure, you must be able to learn so that you don't fail again. And you may not be able to succeed if you've not failed. So if you are scared of failure, you may consistently fail because you don't take any lessons from your failure. But if you understand that it's a normal thing in life, you'll be positioned to distance yourself from that situation, to review, reassess, and understand which approach best fits the situation. Never a time in your life would you fail and go into your room to cry. Never. Because for you to be an entrepreneur, for you to have an entrepreneurial mindset, you should consider failure as part of your learning in life. So do not be scared of failure. Do not be scared of poverty, because if you follow the right path, you would have to certainly get to where you're going. The other thing that we need to talk about is, for you to escape from poverty, you need to move with your own time. Time is everything. Time is the resource that when you lose it, you can't get it. I asked you to switch off your phones for a reason. Because if you lend this time you have here to something else, you can't regain it. And some of you play with your time, investing it in other people's life. If you like football here, raise up your hand. If you like watching football, raise up your hand. Please raise up your hand very well. Good. I know it's only guys and you that like football. Let me tell you a story. You are watching football and you are investing your time in somebody who doesn't know you exist, and then somebody who is collecting his millions without having any direct impact or value generated to yourself. I picked football for a reason, because I'm going to share my story with you guys. My final year in school, naturally I ran ahead of time. We had a football match, Nigeria was playing, was it Argentina or what? Our exams, we had an exam the next day. I left my books to review what I read, and I went to watch football. And when I got to the exam hall, the football decided to do what? Watch me. So everything that I knew in that course, my head went blank. Completely blank. I bent my head. My friend asked me, what is it? I told him. He said, okay, let me give you some points. So we start from there. It took the intervention of a friend. So when you are keeping your friends, people, keep friends that can lift you up. Keep friends that operate at the same level or a higher level than you do. And that is why when you see some of you here in this room going very high in the future, you may call somebody, he will not pick your call because he does not know what to share with you. He does not know what to discuss with you. At the time he's talking about his business ventures, he's talking about attending a board meeting, we are busy talking about something that is irrelevant. That relationship will die. So it took my friend to help me out before I was able to recollect myself and write that exam. most of you here, the time you invest in your social network, reading what will not give you value, if you invest it in your lives, thinking about how you'll be somebody tomorrow, you make it in your life. So learn to work with the times. Understand what the trends are. Understand what is the next phase of technology. What is the next phase of the world. When you're talking about energy in the world today, you're talking about green energy. We're no longer talking about fossil fuel. What opportunities exist there for you? Somebody, some years back, saw the solar battery, right? Solar battery. And the person looked at it and said, this solar battery is so heavy, so big, I can't even carry it. What do I need to do? Entrepreneurial mindset. He had no money. Actually, he borrowed money with which he was able to go to China to ask China, this is what I want. He was able to create additional value to a solar battery. All of you in this room can do that if you have the right mindset. Then you must flow with that particular time in mind. The entrepreneurial process, I've talked about your ability to recognize what opportunities exist. In a value chain, product value chain, service value chain, you must not be the innovator. The entrepreneur is much like adding value to what exists. You can also be an entrepreneur that is an innovator. But you must be able to see what opportunities exist. Your business ideas, you need to expand it. It is not just, this is what it is. No, you need to think deep and understand what it is you're going to get into before you talk about feasibility studies or analysis, where you look at the product, where you look at the place you are going to do that business, and where you look at the resources that exist, financial and human resources that you need, and the most importantly, your market. How do you actually market these products? It's a very key thing that you need to do when you are looking at the process of entrepreneurship. The business models, how are you partnering your business? Which model do you want to run? How do you want to run it? And how do you want to plan? How do you want to plan the business? Another critical thing to do is the fact that the sepulchre, the graveyard, is the richest place in the world. Do you know? Why is that?
There are so many dreams and ideas.
So many untapped ideas, so many undeveloped ideas end up in the grave. Please do not let your ideas die with you. Bring them to life. Bring your ideas to life. And that's the point that you bring that business into reality and the execution before you talk about growth. We look at innovation and creativity. And innovation brings about a goal, brings about a service or a product into life. But you need to be creative to be able to bring an idea. Creativity can come from a lot of ways. You can do mind mapping. Just ideas as they are flowing to you, you note them down. But they're very important for solutions. Most times your mind dwells on a lot of things. If you wake up in the morning, put them down. There are so many ways innovation can come to you. Your relationship with your stakeholders. You step into a shop to buy something, it's not there. You ask for a service, you do not get it. You have a process that is not working. The perception of somebody, the view of somebody is different from their own. What products can you bring into life to bridge that gap? In Nigeria today, the cost of fuel is so high. Is there anything you can do to improve the situation of people and create value? Creative problem solving. How do you really solve problems? Can you solve a problem that you do not know? The answer is no. The problem must exist for you to solve the problem. So you must be able to bring that problem to your understanding before you can solve it. The judgment of others. What people say about a situation, how people judge situations can bring your creativity to life. So you can do mind mapping, you can do brainstorming, you can do the 6 R's, dwelling on facts, emotions, judgment, opinion, optimism, and control. Silence can also be a source of creativity. At those moments you sit down on your own, thinking about your life and situations, things that are wonderful can actually come up in that space. So it's important that we understand that it is creativity and innovation that brings us into creating values. I'm not going to talk about types of entrepreneurship, because I'm sure most of you have come across it. But entrepreneurship is not just about people that do business. It's not just about people that set up business. In the corporate world, for you to sustain the dream of the innovators, you need entrepreneurs who will keep into their dreams. And those are called entrepreneurs. So in big organizations, you will see entrepreneurs, the general managers, the managing directors of such organizations are entrepreneurs. So it's not just about the people that you see who work independently that are entrepreneurs. That's one fact I want you to understand here. There are certain characteristics of successful entrepreneurs. You must be able to take risks, you must be creative, and you must be innovative. You must be proactive, don't be reactive. You can't be reactive as a parent. And for you to see that situation, you must have put in place the mitigations and the best ways to go and work, to go around or work around such situation. As an entrepreneur, you must be able to adapt to situations and to times. And not just that, you must be flexible. It's very key and it's very, very important. We've not actually gotten into our key matter today. All right. For you to have an entrepreneurial mindset, what do you need? What are the things you require to develop your entrepreneurial mindset? You must learn yourself to embrace lifelong learning. You must consistently learn. If you're an entrepreneur and you want to produce funds, and you go and produce this fund and sit down in your house, time will overtake you. Because you are not learning what is trending with the time. Forgive me, but the truth is that all of us in Nigeria, including me, we don't study and we don't read. From Nigeria to US or to Canada, when I enter a plane, the number of Nigerians I see reading are less than 5%. If you enter a plane from Canada to US, the number of Nigerians, the number of people I see on that plane reading are more than 75%. What are they doing? You learn from professionals. You learn from people that have practically carried out the activity you want to engage in. And you are able to understand what challenges they faced and how they overcame the challenges, such that you are not going to repeat that mistake yourself when you step into that shoe. For some of you, I'm sure my secondary school literature definition will fail me, but it talks about learning from the life of people that have existed on the surface of the earth. Shakespeare was a great writer. He is gone how many years ago? But today, the things he wrote in his books still count so much for us in our lives. Why? Because we are able to learn from his history. For you to be an entrepreneur, you must have that mindset of curiosity. You must be curious and inquisitive. You know, a child sits with you. If you don't have patience, you either walk away from a child or you chase the child away. Because the child wants to understand how something works. So as an entrepreneur, you must have that mindset to inquire, ask all the questions: why, when, what, which, and who. You must be able to dip into a situation and not just take it on a surface level. And you must not also accept no for an answer. Negotiate your way into a yes. And that means you need to think diversely. Negotiation is about giving and taking. It's not always about taking. The best way to negotiate is to give your opponent what you do not actually require, or what you don't need much. So you play into his brain to understand that, this person has yielded on this and this. Then you come with your major item that is critical to you. That might be one or two in that situation. So you must be able to have that curiosity and inquisitive nature. Any child that is born, and this child at 2 years is not working, 3 years this child is not working, 4 years this child is not working, there's something wrong, right? For each and every one of you. If you remain in this position you are right now, not achieving anything, not doing anything in the next 3 years, we need to review your psyche. We need to review your psychology. Because you cannot consistently be on the same level. You must grow. Every father prays that the child grows. So for you to have an entrepreneurial mindset, this business you've opened need to grow from 10,000 to 120,000, from 120,000 to 1 million, and you keep growing. You can't say you have an entrepreneurial mindset if you don't grow. You must aspire to be greater than you are today. I've talked about relationship building and networking. Your products, your services need your network. And there are things that your social relationships can achieve for you that your money might not be able to achieve. There are things that your staff will do for you because of the and relationship that they will. So you must be able to create that relationship and network that will help you achieve your goal. If it's possible for you, avoid having an enemy. It's difficult. There are somebody who is growing, you should be able to have that mindset that you need everybody you come across in life. And let me tell you one story that happened to me. I graduated just like people did. I think this is the year you are graduated, right? And it happened that December, okay, I finished my service, came back. So say by this time next year, you have finished your service. And I went to Pastor Adozier's house. Pastor Adozier, to see him. My target was very, very high. I was not looking for anything. I got so many jobs that they were begging me to come and take. I said, no, I don't know. I attended the interview actually. But after the interview, I decided this is not what I want for my life. And you'll be calling me, I'll tell you sorry, I'm not coming. So I went to see Pascal. After that meeting with him, that evening, 31st December, we went into a house. My host took me to a house. If I see you sleeping, you'll come and stand here with me. So in that house we went into, we sat in the sitting room, and they were bringing food to serve us because I went with a very big order. Lo and behold, the person who brought water for us was my classmate in school. We finished school, but I never knew she was from that place. And that was where my own dinner stopped. Me and her went outside. We gisted into the new year. So, your relationship will do things for you that money will not do for you. And it's important that you keep it. It's important that you understand it. It's important that you know it at this level. There's nothing that is on the surface of this earth that you cannot do. Positively, not negatively. And I say positively because I tell people, if you say everything you can, peace will elude you. True? If you say everything that you can say as a human being, you would not have peace. Because you talk and talk and talk and talk, everything that you can will also elude you. It doesn't take me anything to take a gun or take a knife and kill somebody. What does it matter? But what will be the end of it? How would it end? You can have a can-do-it attitude that you can achieve anything you can in life, no matter your situation, no matter your financial status. It all goes with planning. It's not about who you are right now. Maybe you might see yourself you're nobody, but I don't see you as nobody. I want some of you to talk to me in the next 5, 6, 7, 10 years to say, I picked this from you, and I was able to do it, and it worked. And I tell you, if it can work for me, surely it can work more for you. Because the opportunities you have today to listen to me and be in this room today, to have these discussions, I didn't have those opportunities. So you are much more privileged than I am. And as such, you have no reason whatsoever not to be able to do that which you should be able to do. You must be able to overcome your fears. I've talked about it. You must be unafraid. You must be unbridled and undeterred. You must be so determined that nothing stops you from achieving your goal. You have the right focus, you know what you want, you go for it, and you get it. It's very simple. People that achieve what you look forward to achieving don't have 10 heads, they just have one head like you. And I tell people there's nothing that flows in your blood, in your body, apart from blood. It is the same blood and water that forms your body, that forms my body. So if anybody can do it, why can't I do it? There's no reason why I shouldn't be able to do it. One key thing you must have as an entrepreneur, some of you in this room, and I pray there's no such person here, have negative mindsets. What you see in situations are problems. You are talking to somebody, what you hear first is the problem is. Please do not keep your mind on problems. If somebody is talking to you, your first instinct is, what is the solution? So consistently, you are in a solution mode. You are not looking at the problem. In fact, you don't see the problem. What you see is how you want to solve that problem. In solving that problem, you create and generate values for the society. That is how an entrepreneur thinks. Have you asked yourself before, is this the best I can do in this situation? Is this the best I can achieve out of this situation? You must be able to challenge yourself. You must understand that if you are to go back to write the same exam you wrote and finish now, it's not going to be the same outcome when you come out of that. In that way, you're able to challenge yourself, and you're able to improve yourself, and you're able to have a better person than what you have today. Every situation in life has two sides, positive and what? When the COVID came with so much negativity in the world. There's so many empires and businesses were growing during COVID. During COVID, some of you may have been thinking, okay, this thing I'm not getting it. Assuming COVID comes again, what are you going to do to get that you didn't get during COVID? So many ideas came into people during COVID because they were in one place thinking. Where are those ideas? So you must be able to look into what is it that you are picking out of this situation, having a positive mindset. One thing that can help you in your journey is meditation and being mindful of who you are, where you are. It helps entrepreneurs. You must be able also to set clear goals and visions. I've talked about mentorship. Coaching is another aspect of that. The first task, the first assignment to do on any job is not to start work. You have a job to do. You have something you want to do. The first thing you need to do is not to start work. The first thing you need to do is to articulate what you want to do on that job you want to do. Christians do what we call quiet time. And we as Christians, in most instances, are not balanced in our thoughts. There's nothing that says a Christian should not be rich or have money. Because there's no way you can support the church if you don't have. So when you wake up in the morning, you do your quiet time for 30 minutes and you get ready for work. Your life is fully unbalanced. The same way you are balancing your spiritual well-being, you should be able to balance your professional well-being, and you should also be able to balance your social well-being and your relationship well-being. So you wake up, the preparation you do on a daily basis is that of spiritual. You are supposed to take 5 minutes to think about the good things that have happened to you, to think about how your day is going to happen, and to remain thankful. We lose our health, we lose our psychology because we do not exercise ourselves in order to keep fit. So you must consistently exercise yourself. In Nigeria, we don't exercise. You travel, you see down the field 10 times. You'll be shocked what they do to keep fit. And if you need to bear that in mind, and you need to know what it is. Your time, and your time. Time management. You need to be able to manage everything that has to do with your time effectively well. You know, there's something that is consistent, and I'm sure I'm going to disagree with some of you on this point. Some of you think that time is running fast, right? Does time run fast? Time does not move. Time is a constant. It's me and you that are moving. It's me and you that are experiencing. We must be able to, at all times, rescue our times by doing the right things at the right time. The barriers, we talked about that. Some people mention poverty as a problem. Some mention failure. We need to understand what we can face everything and rise. You have a choice when it comes to fear. Forget everything about that and run. Then it will still come back. Then you face it and rise or conquer it. I will counsel you to take the second choice. Please do not doubt what you can do. And that was why we started appreciating you for having finished your degrees. There is nothing you do that some other person will review and not see a difference in it. So always know that there's room for opportunity to improve. There are 1,000 reasons why you should fail. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
There are 1,000 reasons why every human being should fail. Some people, when you enter their office, they have 1,000 reasons why they should not do their work. Yet, they were looking for work yesterday. But you need to be mindful of the fact that as there's 1,000 reasons for you to fail, there are 1,000,000 reasons you should succeed. There's no money, there's no time, the times are uncertain. I'm scared, I'm afraid of failure. People resist change, they think that it's not real, it will turn around. So there are so many reasons that can make human beings to fail. Entrepreneurs have succeeded. When you are talking about fear or failure, I want you to remember that Thomas Edison, who invented this light bulb, failed how many times? Who has an idea? How many? 90. You are wrong. Thomas Edison failed 1,000 times. And before he could get failure is not a bad thing. Failure is okay. It's okay to fail. But try to learn not to fail on that same thing again. The Wright brothers, who initiated the operations in the aviation world, the aeroplane you see, started flying on cycle, bicycle, and what have you. They failed severely. The telephone in your hand, it didn't just come by miracle. It came by conception. Whatever your mind can conceive, that you can achieve. Today we have airplanes that fly with the speed of light. So, the computer you have, your phones are virtually computers now. I'm sure you remember what the size of computers were in the early times. There is a relationship between entrepreneurship and development. The Nigerian economy is wired to supply the developed world with resources. It is still prevalent to this moment.
Yes, sir.
Because even the crude that we have, we're not able to refine it.
Yeah.
You see brethren every day. Doctors are running away. Bankers, teachers, everybody is running away to supply the developed world with what they need to develop more. And if you're looking at what I have here, you will see that more people enter into entrepreneurship in the developed world than the underdeveloped world, because the people that power and fuel the economy of the developed world are the entrepreneurs, not the government. So opportunities exist here for you to step in. We can see Nigeria as a country, people that enter into business. This is a World Bank data. Very small, very limited. In the past, growing up, I didn't see all our parents carrying folders and looking for jobs. And I asked myself, what happened, what changed? Because education is meant to provide us with the basic information that we require to launch in deep into the world. My father never worked for anybody, but he was carrying 3-4 undergraduates at the center. But today you must work for somebody before you can survive. We have a choice to change the narrative. That choice to change the narrative of your life starts now. And we must be able to do something to change it. We have two critical things we need to do. And one of them is that you must begin to set your goals now. You need to begin to set your 5 years goal. You need to begin to set your 10 years goals. Like I said, the best way to achieve what you want to achieve is to write them down. While I was preparing to come and talk to you people, I went through the goals I articulated the first year I started work. I should have brought it, somebody would have read it for us. It took me less time to achieve those goals than I articulated in my book. But you must know that whatsoever goal you are setting is for yourself. It is yours. It's not another person. And that goal you are setting must really be meaningful to you and to the society. Your goal should not be cast in stone such that it cannot be changed. You must make room for changes, and that's flexibility. A goal that is easy for you to achieve is no goal. It must be tasking and challenging for you to achieve it. That means you need to strongly work towards its attainment. I'm not just picking it on the surface. By the way, gold is not picked on the surface of the earth. And even when you pick gold, when you're able to get gold, you must process it and it must go through fire. The more challenging your goals are, the more exciting they are, and the more rewarding they will be. That's why you see people that take high risk in terms of business, their rewards are high. Everybody have what they love to do. Things that you must do. When you are setting your goals, they must be in synergy with your core values. Of course, you can't be a thief. So you can't set a goal and make it to go and steal. I've talked about balancing your goals. You must balance your spiritual well-being, your professional goals, your social well-being, and health. I've talked about it. And your goals must really contribute to the society. Your goals must be smart. They must be specific. And they must be things that are measurable. Because what you cannot measure, you cannot achieve. They must be realistic or attainable. And at the same time, they must be relevant and time-bound. Unfortunately, you are not able to see this very well. But it talks about how you can set your goals, your personal master plan, where you need to plan your financials, you need to plan your career or business, you need to be able to plan your health and relationships. So you can have a 10 years plan. Your goals are I goals. I am the one responsible for this goal. I am the one to achieve this goal. No other person will help you to achieve your goal. By the time I share these slides with you people, you'll be able to see how you want to draw your goals. I articulated this for the sake of this program. And I want you to fit your goals into this. Because goal setting is very important, because if you are not able to have clear set goals, you cannot achieve them. Oh. All right, thanks. I didn't know I've talked for so long. So I want to show you what it looks like to set clear goals, and I want to demonstrate it. Olochi, please come. Bring those materials. I need 5 volunteers. Take my place. Thank you. So this is the first time I'm touching these items. I came in, and what I normally do is to have some other person touch them for spiritual reasons. Okay. You see? Men, people should be careful. When we are talking about volunteers, it's only women, the matters that are willing to work. That's women. I'm going to get somebody to do something for me. Okay, so let's do this. Use this handkerchief. Tie everybody's eye. You can get them to tie themselves. How many do you have? 4. Okay, so I'm trying to get another 4. So sit down. Now you have been able to untie yourself. I want you to let me know. Now you have been able to tie yourself, let me know. Can you see? Can any of you see? Can any of you see? Now turn your face this way, all of you. Turn and face me.
Why is he making sound? He's not supposed to make sound. I get like so detective. I get like so detective, no there.
So we are going to look for gold here. And I want all of you to go and get the items that we have kept in this one. All of you. Okay, come back. All of you come back. Hold on, just hold it. All right, first your brothers and sisters, compare yourselves. Let me know your learnings. What is your takeaway? Yes, come.
The takeaway is that if you don't have vision, you cannot locate your goals.
Thank you. Do you have any other contribution or input? Yes, sir. Come on.
If you don't have eyes, you cannot see gold.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Come on.
When you are blindfolded, you cannot see your objective.
Thank you. Yes, come on.
Don't have right direction, your goal cannot be achieved.
Come on.
After you have seen where you're going, you need to.
You must be smart enough to afford goals. Thank you. All right, so if you do not have, if you forget everything about this session today, I'm sure this will leave your memories for life. And it simply tells you that it does not just end at setting your goals. You need to be smart, and I'm sure you saw it. You need to be clear of where you are going. You do not just need to be clear of where you are going, you need to work with time. Living without a goal properly set for yourself means you are groping in the dark. You cannot see. You lose everything you have. She could have hit her head on the wall. Yes, I don't mind. It's okay. She will remember it in her life. And when she remembers it in her life, she will know that I need to set my goal properly so that I don't hit my head on the wall. So people, these are very simple things you need to understand how they work and how they function. If you do not understand how they function, becomes a challenge for you. But if you do, you are able to walk with your shoulders high in the world, and people want to emulate who you are. And above all things, I tell you people, please go and sit down. Guide your thoughts. Guide your thoughts. What flows in and out of you. You must be able to associate with positive minds and the right people. Create your own world. You must not live in the world of another person. Your world is unique. The way you are unique is the same way your world is unique. The palms of your hands, all of you, if we bring all of them together to look at them, you will see that the marks are different. The marks on your palms are different. They are very, very distinct. The iris of your eyes are different. They are distinct. Your fingerprints are distinct and they are different. No other person in the world has them. So you're a very unique person. And as such, you must be able to create your own world that you live in. And that your world that you live in has to do with the services and products that you provide as value to the world.
After this session, we can stop recording.
We are humans.
Because of the camera.
And because we are humans, we are different. You must, at the same time, draw and pattern your growth. The essence of goals is to draw your growth plan and make sure you stick to them. There's one funny thing about life. And life rewards abundantly what you offer to eat. Some people will say, whatsoever you sow, you reap, right?
Yes.
But it's not what you sow, you reap. Because if you sow a grain of corn, you reap what? What do you reap? When that grain grows,
A corn cob.
you reap a cob. Several grains. If you smile at somebody, the person smiles back at you. You find the person frowns back. So it's a reflex action that happens in the world that you cannot give what you do not have, no matter what habit. That's the maximum of love. It is that which you give that you get back. And you cannot give it if you don't have. I talked about Yahoo boys. They are bringing so much impoverishment and consequences to themselves and their families. So that which you would want to do. It's a natural law. There are no two ways about it. It's not whether you like it or not. God will forgive you, but you reap the consequences. That which you cannot eat, do not offer another person. It's simple. You must consistently pray without ceasing. You must consistently pray without ceasing. And when I say season, I mean C-E-A-S-I-N-G and S-E-A-S-O-N. Two of them together. Remember, the measure you give, pressed down, shaking together, running over, right? Shall men give unto your bosom. So it is not a person that will delay the course of their life. I know that the moderator wants me to stop. But having looked at what we discussed today, you see the opportunities in this picture are found on the other side. You must be able to see the opportunities. You must be able to take the risk. Apart from taking that risk, you must be able to invest in that. The factors of production is what the entrepreneur controls. And you must have that mindset to enable you to achieve that. I'm going to take 2 or 3 questions because of my time is really exhausted. I've used all the time to talk. Yes, come along.
Good everyone. This is why we are talking about the 3 days of poverty. You made mention of disability. I would like to throw more light on this.
I talked about the 3 days of poverty, disease, disability, and death. All right, so when I was explaining that, I talked about a child whose parents are poor, right? And they go to the pharmacy to buy drugs. And unfortunately, what this father is treating is not what is wrong with the child. A disability can come from there. And in a situation where you don't have even the resources at all to take a child to the hospital, disabilities are synonymous with poverty because you lack the resources to handle situations you are supposed to handle at the right time. When a rich man in Nigeria has a problem with his kidney, they go to harvest out of the poor people. And that's why when they are promising you this job and that job out there, be careful of where you go to. So there are so many things that poverty can bring upon somebody. If you go to the north, sorry I'm using the north as an instance, you will see how blessed people in this part of the world are. You will see some of you who go to the north to serve will experience what I'm talking about. You will see sicknesses that are as big as calabash hanging on people's bodies. You see so much disability. People who can't walk, people who can't hear, people who can't see. Some of the people who are blind is not because it is natural, it's because they are not able to take care of their eye problems. Why? Poverty. So disability comes from poverty. Any other question? Yes, please.
And that time management is very essential in every business. My question is, if there are many opportunities in this particular field, and you feel like you can do all of them, but then as you're doing them, time is becoming more like, let's say, take this recommendation there, take another opportunity there, then time becomes very strenuous. So how would you advise somebody who is carrying so many things from different places, and the more you're seeing opportunities, the more you're picking them, and so it's like there's no more time again. What happens for us?
Thank you. A very important question. And the question is, there are too many opportunities that I see as an entrepreneur, and I really want to catch on all those opportunities, and I don't have enough time to work on those opportunities. The journey of 10,000 miles starts with one step. And you cannot, in the process of eating, put all your fingers in your mouth at the same time. You learn to crawl before you stand, and you learn to stand before you walk. So as somebody who is young, there are so many things that can incapacitate you from carrying all of them at the same time, and of course, we've mentioned time as one of it. What you need to do at this instance is to sit back, remove yourself from that situation, and consistently remove yourself from every situation to talk to yourself. Look at which of these opportunities present the best values that I want in terms of my goal. This might be a short term, this might be a long term. But in terms of the value you are pursuing, which of them affords you that? No better. You narrow down and then looking at the future, you're able to take a decision. The worst thing that you can do is to carry all of them at the same time, trying to achieve everything at the same time. All of them will crash and you won't be able to achieve any of them. Let's take one more question from me.
Thank you so much. Please, sir, in Nigeria, we have a challenge on government policy. Sometimes somebody can actually start a business, but government policy will actually affect that business, and then the person will be bankrupt, and then the policy will not stop the person from running. Take for example, the likes of people and another person are waiting for one cement factor, and then they get shot at like the money. Then how does one handle such a situation? You see that this person is making a mistake and he decided to venture into it. And for one reason or the other, the government now gives you policies that will directly affect you. How do you handle this?
Thank you. Government policies can either make or harm a business. The same way it can make or harm a nation. A single policy statement of the Nigerian president today can change the dynamics of this country in 2 years, positively or negatively. There are some things that are political, and you get to a certain level before they will begin to affect you. Some of our business decisions or economic policies, unfortunately, are political. At this level, those policies may not affect you because you are not their target. But at the same time, you need to look at what are the businesses you have in a country that are turbulent. You need to stay away from turbulent business environment, such that your business will be patterned on no competition. If you are in a business that Dangote is in, or the big boys in the country are in, and they consider you as a threat, that is when you begin to face those challenges. That you have a minor fertilizer blending plant that blends 100 bags or 200 bags. You are not a threat to Dangote. You are not a threat to any of them, so you don't have a problem yet. It's only when that your plant is able to turn out 10,000 bags of fertilizer in a day that you become a problem. But if you are clever, what you need to do is, yes, you know you have the capacity to produce as much as that. Look at other areas, such that you are not a threat to them, and they consider your elimination. If I were to be in church, I would say, thank you, God, and I want to thank you so much.